The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Tuesday morning to everybody. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We're in the Jared Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jared-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, a service of Guarantee Bank, opening soon in Charleston, 1320 Kanawha Boulevard East. Texting service provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street. Next big trunk show is happening this Thursday. Lunch provided by Paulie's Italian. You do not want to miss it. Plus, get your stuff for the upcoming Kentucky Derby as well. Check out bestmastertaylor.com or Tony's Facebook page if you need more information. Welcome to the show, and I know what you're thinking. I'm not supposed to be here today. Well, some things happened, which I'm going to get into a little bit later. But I am here today for the Tuesday edition of the show. Coming up, opening day, Go-Mart Ballpark for your Charleston Dirty Birds. Manager P.J. Phillips, Dirty Birds owner Andy Shea, and Ben Blum, the GM of the Birds, all in studio with us this morning, so we'll talk to them, plus get to your calls and text. Meteorologist Brian Hughes tells us should be great weather for opening night over at the ballpark tonight after a cold start this morning. Going to warm up to about 72 or so today. Not as cold tonight, low about 50. Could see a couple of rain showers developing tomorrow, high in the upper 70s. Rain on the way as we head into the weekend as well. Follow Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes on Facebook and listen to him on air as well. Again, Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Welcome to the show now, West Virginia Attorney General J.B. McCuskey. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show. Hello, JB. Well, we have JB. He's there. I can hear the static on the line. All right, maybe he took a much more important phone call. I don't know what happened there to JB. So, okay, so Ryan tells me he's still on the line. He's just not talking to us right now. I know he is, obviously. Okay, now he's not on the line anymore. All right. So we are going to try to reconnect with Attorney General J.B. McCuskey. I know he's traveling for work in another state right now, so we are going to try our best to get Attorney General J.B. McCuskey on with us. I know McCuskey, and I know he's somehow going to blame me for this because that's what he does, because we've been friends for a long time, and I'm sure he will try to blame me for it. I think we have him now. Attorney General J.B. McCuskey, are you there?
Dave, why does your phone not work?
It does work.
See, you knew I was going to blame you for it.
I know. That's what I just said. You will blame me for it.
I know. I heard you. I had to mess around with you.
That's what you do.
I'm down here in Houston doing some energy work, and I'm glad to be with everybody today.
All right. How are things in Houston right now?
They're a little rainy, but it really is remarkable to be in a place. Yesterday, we toured a natural gas facility, a brand new natural gas power plant that they permitted and built within 2 years of the inception of the project. And it really is remarkable to be in a place where true regulatory reform is matching the needs of their economy, right? And so when places are growing like we want West Virginia to grow and like Texas is growing, these are the things you have to be able to do. And it really was a remarkable day and tour with the folks at NRG who built this plant, and really hopeful to maybe get them up in West Virginia looking at some sites here pretty soon.
I mean, that would be awesome. And I mean, when you told me that 2 years from the development of this plant to getting it up and operational, I mean, that's unheard of in the energy world and anything that has to do with any sort of regulations. That's absolutely unheard of, sir. Yeah,
it's crazy. And, you know, it is West Virginia has to start to meet this need where it lies. And that's sort of a trite saying. But, you know, if we want to be the place that's really starting to grow and to offer the opportunities that we want to offer to our families in West Virginia, we're going to have to start to do things like this. And I'm I'm really hopeful that we can bring some of these ideas back home and do some of the stuff that Texas is doing to really push the envelope.
Attorney General J.B. McCuskey's here. When I hear the word Roblox, the first thing I thought of was roadblocks. And I'm thinking, oh, cool. Roadblocks. But it's not it's roadblocks.
Like we see every 3 miles on I-79?
Yeah, exactly. I'll be seeing some of those this weekend, as a matter of fact. What is Roblox, and what's the story here?
Yeah, so Roblox is a child's video game. And essentially what it is, and video games have changed, obviously, a lot since you and I were kids. You probably played Pong. At your age.
We actually played it on a cave wall, McCuskey. That's what we did.
I'm sure you did. Yeah. Your video games for you were just like a couple of like RC cars in a box. But, but Roblox it's sort of an interactive world where kids go and they build out. They can build their own games within the game. They actually learn how to code within the game. And it's really kind of a remarkable thing for kids that are inclined, for sort of fantasy video games and creative kids. And my 8-year-old is manic about it. She absolutely loves it, and her and her friends play it all the time. But there were a myriad of problems with Roblox as it related to child safety. And, what was happening was the game was being used as a platform for child predators, et cetera, to go in and find kids in these chat rooms, et cetera. And there's been, fairly well publicized events where kids have actually been abducted and or have had really nasty things happen to them within the platform. And so, we called Roblox. There's some lawsuits. Some states have sued Roblox, and those suits are ongoing. But I called the CEO of Roblox, and I said, hey, we've got a real problem here. And, West Virginia wants to work with you to change the way that your platform works so that we can help protect kids. And today we are announcing, I believe we're the first state in the country to have settled with Roblox. And the reason why that's important is because we were able to push them not only to provide $11 million to the state of West Virginia, which is not an insignificant amount of money, over $3 million of which will be child safety based. So they're going to be providing us law enforcement officers to be on the ground in West Virginia over the next 7 years to help us train principals and parents and students about the dangers of all online gaming, not just on Roblox. And almost $7 million in cash that we can use for a myriad of things. But equally importantly, they have agreed to change the totality of their platform. And so now when you log on to Roblox, there is an AI facial recognition software that they've added that it takes a picture of your face and your child's face, and it determines what your actual age is. And then the game is restricted based on what your AI age is. And they've changed all of the chat room functions to ensure that only kids are speaking with kids that are of their actual own age. And there's just a myriad of other pretty significant technological changes that we were able to get them to make. And what's really interesting here is one, Roblox will now be potentially the safest online game for kids to be playing. But secondly, this is how these things can really work when a company steps up and says, hey, I've got a great product. We want kids to be able to use this, and we're willing to admit that our platform is making a mistake. And so we were able to do all of this outside of litigation and in a way that very quickly made the safety changes we needed for West Virginia kids and also provided us much-needed resources to help us combat this really growing problem. So this is a really great result for West Virginia. It's something I'm really proud of, and I was really proud to work with the Roblox folks because, unlike our friends at Apple and unlike our friends at the pharmacy benefit managers, they were willing to say, there's a problem, we want to step up and be part of the solution and work with us, and they did it. And it was really, really a great result. And I'm just super proud today. And
I was going to bring that up because, again, as you said, we're talking with Attorney General J.B. McCuskey. Not all companies that you've had interactions with have been that way. And this is a company, and I know absolutely nothing about this other than what you're telling me. But this is a company that just said, hey, we've got some issues. We want to work on it.
Yep. And what really comes out of this then is they get to be a leader, right? And they now get to go around and say, Roblox stepped up to the plate, and hopefully other online games will emulate, what their safety protocols are. And I think, as we go around the state over the next couple of years, working with Roblox to educate kids and parents, like I said, and school administrators about, how to do this properly, we're going to get tons of great feedback, and they're going to be able to change their platform in an ongoing way to make sure that we're keeping up with the dangerous trends.
We'll switch gears here for a moment. Your office is working on what's being called a religious freedom case. Now, this is in conjunction with...
It's not being called that, Dave. It actually is that.
Okay. Okay. All right. It is a religious freedom case in conjunction...
I'm just trying to keep you on point, Dave.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. This is in conjunction with several other states. It has to do with a Catholic school being excluded from a preschool program. Take it from there. What is this all about?
Yeah, so in Colorado, in their infinite wisdom, as they are struggling with childcare and issues just like West Virginia is, their very left-leaning legislature has decided that parochial schools who have a different religious understanding about certain issues should be completely excluded from public funding for needed childcare for the people in their state. And that is unconstitutional, and West Virginia has stepped up along with, I think, 17 of the other Republican states to say, you know, this isn't how this goes, right? You have a right in this country to be Catholic. You have a right in this country to have your beliefs. And you have a right, if the government is offering these programs, to be treated the same as people who have a different religious philosophy than you do. And so this is sort of it's a fundamental question as to whether or not we want to be a country where people can express their faith and really step up to do the things that we've asked churches and charities to do, or if we want to go the other way and exclude everyone that disagrees with the far left wing of the Democratic Party from being able to help in any of these problems. And so we are, I'm very proud to be leading on this issue. It's an important issue, and the Supreme Court will be deciding it soon.
We are 3 weeks away, JB, from the primary election. There was an issue in Cabell County where two people were charged with falsifying their residency, and you worked with the Secretary of State's office on this. Talk about that case.
Yeah. So, you know, one of the things that our office does is we number one, we represent state agencies in cases like this. But in this particular instance, this was a criminal conviction, and our office is the place where criminal convictions that are appealed, we represent almost all of those instances. We represent the state, and so these two folks in Cabell County who had been convicted or hadn't been convicted. There was a procedural issue. Went to the Supreme Court, and we were able to secure a victory to make sure that our elections are fair and safe. And to their credit, Chris Warner and the Secretary of State's office has been awesome to work with, and they are really, really committed to doing this. And so we were proud to represent them, and this is a really good result for the security of West Virginia's elections. Before
we let you go, one other case I want to bring up. Lawmakers put forth, JB, a moratorium on new methadone clinics in the state of West Virginia. A suit was filed claiming that somehow methadone clinics should be part of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And your office said, no, pick it up from there.
Yeah, it just isn't part of the Americans with Disabilities Act. And in this instance, this is where our office represents the state, right? So our state law has a moratorium on these things. And the folks who challenged this were improper plaintiffs. They didn't have standing, and their arguments really didn't make sense. There are methadone clinics in West Virginia, and I think everybody agrees that in limited usage, they are a great resource for certain people who have substance abuse disorder. But it is also an area where extreme fraud can happen within the system. There is countless examples of methadone clinics improperly using federal and state funds. And so this moratorium is constitutional. It makes sense. It's a good law. And so we were defending our legislature's decision to have this moratorium against what was a challenge from, honestly, it wasn't even, the challenge never really should have gotten to where it was because the folks who brought it didn't have standing to even ask the question.
All right. Attorney General J.B. McCuskey, always a pleasure to have you on the show, sir. We'll talk soon.
Dave, we are 3 weeks from the election, buddy. Everybody needs to get out there and vote. Yep. This is an incredibly important election. I know everybody's getting all kinds of mailers and stuff, but do your research, find the right candidates, and I would be remiss if I didn't put in a little shameless plug for my buddy Delbert Roush, who's running for magistrate there in Kanawha County.
All right, Attorney General J.B. McCuskey, appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dave. See you soon, buddy.
All right, 9:21, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. After the break, we're going to be talking Dirty Birds baseball. Tonight, of course, opening night for the Birds. They begin the series against Lexington. First pitch, 6:35. And make sure you get those tickets for the WVU Marshall game at Go-Mart Ballpark coming up on May 5th. Check out dirtybirdsbaseball.com and follow the Birds on social media for more information. Guarantee Bank Hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony V. Taylor text 304-935-5008. It is opening day, Go-Mart Ballpark, and we'll talk to the Birds when we come back on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
What if the market drops after you retire? What if healthcare costs continue to rise? What if you outlive your savings? If these questions keep you up at night, you're not alone. And you don't have to figure it out alone. I'm John Burdett with 4th Avenue Financial, and I specialize in retirement income planning. Let's turn your what-ifs into a plan you can count on. Schedule your free consultation today at 4thavenuefinancial.com. 4th Avenue Financial, retirement done right.
Securities offered through J.D. McCall Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through J.D. McCall Advisors Incorporated.
The rule of law protects our communities. Integrity protects our values. Conservative Justice Gerald Titus spent his career fighting for both. As a prosecutor, Titus took on criminals and traffickers. Now, as a justice, he applies the law as written, fairly and independently. Endorsed by law enforcement, he stands with those who protect and serve. Because when courts uphold the law, criminals are held accountable and communities are safer. For Justice Titus, it's personal.
I'm Justice Gerald Titus. I spent my career upholding the rule of law. I was born here, raised here, and now my wife and I are raising our family in West Virginia. We need judges who are fair and apply the law as written and protect the rights of all our citizens.
Vote to keep conservative Justice Gerald Titus on the West Virginia Supreme Court. Vote early or on May 12th. Paid for by Titus for Supreme Court.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. We'll always be here for you.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
The latest in news, talk, and sports on 580 WCHS is brought to you by Jarrett Construction. Visit jarrett-construction.com for more information.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
As always, music to the show provided by the official house band of the Dave Allen Show, Amos Steele. It's 9:24. Ryan Nicholson, our producer today. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Line brought to you in part by the all-new Generations Ford of Hurricane. Visit generationsford.com. Opening night for your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds, as they begin the series against Lexington. Dirty Birds owner Andy Shea is here, along with the manager of the Birds, P.J. Phillips, and Ben Blum, who's the general manager. Welcome to all you guys.
Appreciate it, man. Happy opening day.
Happy opening day, P.J.
Thanks for having me.
Right.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right. So, Andy, I want to start with you. It's been a long winter, and you and I talked on the show last Friday ahead of the Home Run Derby. We're ready for some baseball.
We're pumped, man. We're so pumped. I mean, everything, from the field on up is just tremendous. I mean, the guys, it was so fun seeing the Home Run Derby, obviously seeing these gigantic home runs, but seeing the camaraderie, right off the bat was just absolutely awesome. And I mean, that is just a huge testament to this guy here with PJ and building that culture with, no time going by. I think the stadium has never looked better. I mean, ranging from, the best kids area we've ever had from M&M Party. We've got the coolest mini golf course that I know of, and I may be a little biased because my wife Christine is the designer for it.
You better say that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been cool this last month. I mean, the concourse almost looks like a mini parking lot because we've had so many people doing so much awesome work on the stadium. So we're just really pumped. We're really pumped it's here.
It's going to be a great season. And of course, there's so much more than just the baseball that goes on to ballpark. It's true of any baseball team, and we'll get to that a little bit later. What are some new things at the ballpark this year, Andy?
Well, so, the newest that I'm so pumped about, we're the only team in minor league baseball that has a bumper car rink in the concourse. So, having that addition to just our every game is going to be so awesome. It is free for people to use. It'll be for 6 or 7 minutes each. And that is just going to be an awesome attraction. I do absolutely love, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but the mini golf course that my wife designed is so fun. It's so cool. And you can just see kids being drawn into it. And then when everyone sees our kids area up and running, I think it's, it's all about kids, all about families, making it affordable and easy and accessible as possible for people to attend.
Ben Blum is the general manager of the Dirty Birds. I know you're excited about this season, sir.
Definitely. Looking forward to it.
Is there any certain thing? I mean, obviously the game, we're going to talk to PJ about that, about the on-the-field thing here in a moment. But what are you most looking forward to this season?
I'm looking forward the most to seeing friendly faces. You know, getting back into the swing of things, having the ballpark wide open, being that safe, family-friendly place for all friends and customers to enjoy.
Manager PJ Phillips, last year didn't exactly turn out like we wanted it to for the fans and for you guys as well, but it's a new season. What are you most excited about this season, sir?
Man, I'm going to be real with you. This is the first time in a long time where I felt really good about this season.
Really?
This early. The passion these guys showed me, man, the last couple of days and the energy they bring is crazy, man. So Charleston, be ready for this year.
I mean, what is it that you see specifically? You talk about the passion. Is it just in the practice sessions? Is it the locker room? Is it a combination of all? Where do you see all this passion coming from?
Locker room, on the field. I mean, these guys love playing baseball, and they showing it. Like, it was raining the other day, and these guys was itching to get back out there and do a home run derby. And you rarely see that, you know what I mean? So these guys are excited. I'm definitely excited also.
Break down some of the positions for us, and some of the things that you're really excited about. Biggest strengths, and just from pitching to infield and outfield. Just break it on down for us.
I don't want to give away too much.
No,
but,
absolutely.
Our bullpen is really legit right now.
Mm-hmm.
This early, we have some guys that going to be touching triple digits. So I started pitching. We got two aces: Christopher Agondo, Kevius Sampson leading the way. And I really wanted to load up on hitting this year because we struggled a little bit last year out the gate. So I really wanted to focus on getting the bats going and showing the fans, we hit the long ball.
Approximately how many players are new this year, returning from last year? I mean, just approximately.
I think we have 6 returners, and everybody else would be new.
Okay,
but they played in this league, but they just new to our team this year.
Okay, new. Well, and you have that at this level of baseball. I mean, obviously, again, we're talking to Andy Shea, Ben Blum, and PJ Phillips. PJ, of course, is the manager of the Dirty Birds. You talked about improving on hitting a little bit because you struggled a little bit. What, as a manager and your other coaches, what have you done to make sure the hitting picks up a little bit?
I mean, I really went after guys that knows how to manage the game, especially when guys on base. That was our big problem last year. I think we led the league in leaving guys on base, so I went very focused on guys that likes driving in runs and having fun up there.
So, Andy, I want to go back to you just for a moment. And, I mean, how excited are you to be bringing this team back to Charleston? Because believe it or not, it's been 20 years, and 21 years, I guess, in this ballpark, I think. Am I right about that?
You are correct. And, I mean, for me personally, it's weird. I mean, this is going to be my 22nd opening day, but, I mean, I still get chills. I still wake up. I'm not too proud to admit it. I'm dancing. I'm getting excited. I'm pumped for the day to start. I mean, my kids are hugging me. They know how important opening day is. So, I mean, it is so exciting. And, this is really cool thinking about the team composition and everything, that this will be PJ and I's 5th year together. I'm definitely still giving Tillman the MVP in 21 because when there's only one person voting and someone from his team is the MVP, that doesn't count. So, we've had 4 MVPs in 4 years, so we'll see who it is this year. But it is awesome. It is so exciting. And, I mean, just feeling it when you walk around the stadium, even this morning walking around, I mean, I'm getting chills because it is just so fun. It's opening day. Baseball's here.
Talk about this team and the relationship with the capital city, because, I mean, you guys aren't just a team in the city, and this has been under your ownership. I mean, the city really embraces this team, but you guys are happy to be in Charleston, and even I mean, even when it's not on the field, you see Dirty Birds player, you guys out in the. I mean, we had a successful event last Thursday night. I know over in Putnam County, where I live, you guys are happy to be part of the community.
Oh, more than happy. I mean, love it. I've loved it here. My family and I moved here 3.5 years ago. This will be my personal 4th season kind of day to day here, and everything. As much as I talk about how much I love the stadium and how much I love the games, I mean, the community is beyond supportive. I mean, it is so cool. That's why, I mean, I always wear Dirty Bird stuff around. I love it because it looks great, but then I think people just love it and they light up when they see it, and I light up when I see it. So, I mean, whether it's at my kids' schools, whether it's, out and about in the community, I mean, it's so cool. I've heard from both the mayor's office as well as Senator Capito's office already this morning. I mean, the support is in my opinion, second to none. So, I mean, that's what really, really motivates me to what can we do more in the community, at the stadium, and on the field.
You mentioned it earlier, Andy, the home run derby was this past week. I know there was some rain, I guess, there towards the end, but how was the home run derby overall?
Oh, it was absolutely awesome. I mean, it was more than towards the end, too. I mean, PJ put me on ice on our little competition between the two of us. That's why he beat me this year. But it was raining from the beginning, and it was pouring, and these guys brought it out even more. But, it was it was electric. It really was. Even with pouring rain, with nasty weather, all of that stuff. I mean, hearing these guys cheer for each other, seeing last year's champion give the ice bath to this year's champion. There were so many of those things that it was like, man, this is really fun, and this is a pretty special team.
I want to talk about this competition between you and manager PJ Phillips. What's this all about?
Well, I won last year, so he iced me this year. It was cold, it was rainy.
For 2 years, man, and this year I got him. So
finally,
next year I don't think he'll probably try me this year.
Right.
My training started yesterday for next year.
Okay,
so I'm gonna be ready.
All right, after opening up against Lexington tonight, you're going to have another Grand Slam school day. I know you just had one sort of as an exhibition last week. Talk about, and Ben, I'll bring you in this, talk about how much fun those games are for the students who come out.
Those games are great. We really enjoyed the exhibition game because we had no rules. So, PJ was great with keeping time in between innings nice and long, and we did a lot of things to involve the fans, the kids, to get them all involved in the game. And I even saw Sip up in the stands, which was fun to see. He went up there and just started walking around and visiting kids and saying hi. And, these are just things that you don't traditionally see in baseball. And I'm looking to see how much we can bridge that gap and do those in our games this summer, especially even tomorrow.
And you guys, Ben, you can weigh in on this, or Andy, or anybody, you guys know the importance of getting young people involved in baseball because, the statistics show that nationwide baseball is just not as popular as it used to be for one reason or another. But you guys are always doing things with, every game there's something going on for the kids. You have days specifically set aside for the kids, but you guys are all about making these youngsters fans and fans that hopefully will be fans for a lifetime.
It's monumental. It really is kind of the core of our business, and at least me personally as well. Before I moved here, the team had been doing one of these school days a year. Now we're doing 4. So having that is absolutely monumental. We sponsor and support and are big partners with 18 little leagues in the Charleston area, and always looking to add more. It's the coolest thing seeing the Dirty Birds, logo on all of these little league jerseys. But we're always looking to do more, always looking to see how we can make the game more fun. I'm also a pitch coach in Little League. And, so whether it's from that angle or by all means from the Dirty Birds, it is monumental of getting kids that are excited about playing, but also excited about working in it, excited about coming to the game. Not everyone may be a shortstop or a pitcher or even want to hit or anything like that. But if they're pumped about the game in general, both in terms of being around it, working in it, that's still a win in my book.
Well, I just want to say, you talking about being a fan. I see PJ's rocking the Dodgers hat over here. Can we just say something about my Cincinnati Reds, who are playing some pretty good baseball right now?
Okay. It's early.
Next question.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying the NL Central right now, so I don't know. I'm still bummed that the Dodgers beat the Phillies in the playoffs last year, so still bummed. But we'll reserve judgment on the NL Central.
It is
April
21st. Let's keep that in mind.
Yes.
I urge you to go over to dirtybirdsbaseball.com and follow the Birds on social media for not only schedules but also their promotions, and just looking at some of what you have coming up this season, among other things. You're going to do a Jason Williams bobblehead night. The Runaway Beer Truck, Owen Schmidt, is going to be there. At one point, you got Bark at the Park throughout the season. Bald and Beautiful night. That one stuck out to me. What's that all about?
Well, we've got a handful of balds in our office, so we're excited to really have them lead the charge. We're going to have a bald parade on the field pregame. I think we're going to have some shaving cream and whatnot as a fun little giveaway, and really just a good celebration. Make sure plenty of hats are out there if it's a sunny day. And
don't want anybody scorched out there.
I'm just having a lot of fun there. But, like you mentioned too, both, really and truly with Jason Williams, with Owen Schmidt, with Mothman, a lot of the things that we're doing are really and truly celebrations of West Virginia as well. In their own kind of
you're doing a pepperoni
indirect way,
yeah, over there.
Exactly. So those are really things that are near, that are very, I think people have a lot of pride in, and those people have a lot of pride in. But But, as I said the other day, Jason Williams will be in attendance. Owen Schmidt will be in attendance. Still waiting to hear back from the Mothman.
Okay, whether or not he'll be there.
Yeah,
or not.
exactly.
We're working. His agent's really tough, from
exactly.
what I understand. Tex says, do you guys ever do open tryouts for the team? There's a lot of talent here who never attended college.
You know what? So our league had an open tryout a couple of weeks ago. It's something that we've tossed around of if it would be better to have, 10 local open tryouts versus one for the whole league. So to answer the question, literally, we do not have anything on the map, and I don't think we've done one here. I know, again, we were planning on it. This was 4 years ago, but rain, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So, something that we're always kind of thinking about, but as it stands now, it's one league-wide open tryout.
Other text says there's a rise in women's professional softball. Have you ever considered starting a professional softball team?
I mean, I literally just said to someone the other day, the more softball that we can have at the ballpark, the better. So, I mean, that is something that is certainly a thought, and this guy knows as much about that world as anyone around here. So that is something, talking about PJ and his family. But anyways, that is something that we certainly, have an eye on.
All right, again, opening night is tonight at Go-Mart Ballpark. So I'll just give you guys an opportunity to say anything that's on your mind. Ben, we'll start with you. Just come on out.
Yeah, come on out. Gates open at 5:30. We look forward to having a fun, eventful evening, and we're really excited to unveil all the new things that we have.
All right, PJ?
Fans in Charleston, please come out, support the team. The guys really need it. The guys really love it when y'all come out and cheer for them. And this year's going to be one of them years where y'all going to look back and say, yeah, PJ told you so.
PJ, write that down, April 21st, 2026. PJ told you so. Andy, will close with you.
Well, gates open at 5:30. The game's at 6:35. The first 1,000 fans will get either a fan chain, a build your own Dusty, or a Dusty snow globe. We've got all sorts of other fun decorations, items, new events, new things, really, really focused on kids at the ballpark. So I'm just really, really pumped to see people there, to see people enjoying it. And yeah, I mean, the energy on the field, I think, will translate to the stands and vice versa. I mean, it is really fun being around these guys.
And we don't want to forget that you have Marshall and WVU coming up over at Go-Mart Ballpark on May 5th too. So
absolutely.
If you haven't got your tickets for that, make sure you do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talk about being able to kind of cut the tension with the knife that's in the air. I mean, that's a fun atmosphere.
Well, my Thundering Herd needs to get it in gear because WVU is playing very good baseball right now, and they've taken the first two, one in Huntington and one in Morgantown. So,
but you know how it is with that rivalry. I mean, those things don't matter. It's all about that day.
That's right.
Yep.
Drinking out of the Marshall coffee cup as we speak. Guys, appreciate you. I know it's a busy day for you. You got stuff going on all day. Andy Shea, PJ Phillips, Ben Blum. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll have you on throughout the season several times. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dave.
Appreciate it.
Right. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a large tossed salad, $21.99. Dine in, pick up, or get delivery at HustonsPizza.com. The rest of the show is yours. Guarantee Bank Hotline, 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Hurricane, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
I'm Michael Girouge, and I'm running for state senate. My faith and family guide everything I do. They shape my values, my work, and the way I serve others. As your state senator, those same principles will guide every decision I make for our community. I want our kids to have real opportunity right here at home.
In politics, a lot of people talk about faith and family values. Michael Girouge lives them. Rooted in his faith, active in his church, and proud to be raising his 4 children right here in Kanawha County. Paid for by Michael Girouge for Senate.
Sears Monument Company, the art of remembering. West Virginia's oldest memorial company since 1911. Sears Monument produces and installs monuments in West Virginia, southeastern Ohio, and eastern Kentucky. Over 2,000 memorials in stock, including markers, upright memorials, memorial benches, and cremation memorials. Find out more online at SearsMonument.com or by calling 304-342-4158. Sears Monument, with locations in Charleston, Beckley, Parkersburg, and Huntington.
Running a business in the Kanawha Valley means dealing with a lot at once. Customers, employees, deadlines, and 100 little problems that pop up during the day. Technology shouldn't be one of them. At Next Level Technologies, we help Charleston area businesses keep their systems secure, backed up, and running smoothly so the workday stays on track. If you're spending too much time dealing with computer problems, it may be time for a better approach. Learn more at nextleveltech.com. Next Level Technologies, practical IT, strategic outcomes.
I'm Doug Leach, founder and CEO of Ascension Recovery Services. We've done a number of projects with Jarrett Construction. Finding people that really care about what they do and care about what we do is pretty unique. In Jarrett Construction, they care. They're really, really good people. Good people do the right thing, and they're very skilled. They have all the qualities that make up just a perfect construction partner, and they just built us a phenomenal building.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
18 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Music provided by the official house band of the Dave Allen Show, Amos Steele. 18 minutes away from 10. As I said, Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. If you're worried about how to pay for college, Metro News proudly presents the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program. One high school junior is going to get a full ride to West Virginia Wesleyan, room, board, tuition, and fees. Details available WVMetronews.com. Simply hit that Apply Now button. Deadline to enter, though, coming up on May 3rd. 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetronews.com and apply today. Application deadline is May 3rd. Let me get to some text here, and I got some other things I want to get to. Text says, in a sign of devotion and submission to Donald Trump, West Virginia's federal delegation, led by Shelley Moore Capito and Riley Moore, have proposed to change the United States birthday from July 4th to June 14th. Federal delegation certain Trump will approve and will bestow upon them cryptocurrency and insider trading info in return for their devotion. Says the texter. Text, Dave, what's going on with the EMT situation in the Elkview area? The EMT stories are not holding up. I have not followed that story in a while. I will take a look at it and see. This is, of course, that tragic story last week, I should say, where a gentleman lost his life there. I'll follow up on that and see what I can find out. Privacy protection enhanced by Face ID. This is the complete wrong direction. Ask McCuskey if facial recognition should be required to buy ammo online. Text says, so now our kids need to have an online age and identity, but trans kids can't play sports. Maybe we're the first in the U.S. to get this deal with Roblox because we're not focused on real work that needs to be done in our states. But trans kids and their families can't express their faiths. It's religious hypocrisy, says the texter. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law, 13 News, and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me. Amelia Nicely from West Virginia Watch will stop by. Dave Wilson is here with commentary. Jeff Jenkins has the news. We're going to continue our series talking about organ donations in the states. Talk a little bit about homeschooling in West Virginia. Frank O'Brien from the Wheeling Convention and Visitors Bureau will stop by, and, of course, Open Line West Virginia. Metro News Midday with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me coming up at noon today, powered by Salango Law. On this show tomorrow, we're going to talk a little pickleball with our good friend Mike Rutherford. He'll stop by. Margaret Leaf from the Appalachian Spring Project is here, and State Senator Tom Takubo, all coming up on tomorrow's show. Text says, how did A.G. McCuskey get elected if our elections haven't been fair and safe? More solutions and controls where no problems exist. I don't think that, and maybe I just, as my father used to say, maybe I misunderstood it. I did not, there was one particular case in Cabell County that he was concerned about. He talked about that, but I don't know that overall he said elections were not safe, because the truth is overall elections are safe. They are safe. Text says, do the Dirty Birds ever scout local? My nephew is on the mound at UC. Well, I don't know how that whole thing works, but I'll tell you what I will do. I will make sure that Andy Shea, the owner of the Dirty Birds, gets that message. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants. When environmental questions come up in a building, Pinnacle provides clear answers. They specialize in asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor air quality with accredited lab service based in West Virginia. Learn more at pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can hurt you. Text says, AI verification for Roblox sounds like a terrible, terrible idea. I don't know enough about it. As a matter of fact, as I said, I did not know what Roblox even was. And I rely on Ryan Nicholson, one of the voices that of course, he produces a lot of our shows here, but you also hear him on Hotline each weekday afternoon. I rely on Ryan Nicholson to tell me these things about Roblox because I had no clue what Roblox was. Learned a little from JB, learned a lot from Ryan. So there you go. Now, as to why I'm here today, well, it's complicated. As I told you guys, I was diagnosed with cancer a couple months ago. Started treatments last Thursday. Now, the treatments are supposed to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's what I agreed upon. And somehow the folks, and it happens, you're dealing with humans, at the oncologist office got it screwed up a little bit, and they scheduled me for one yesterday, which I obviously missed because they called me at 10:30 and said, "Are you going to be able to make your appointment?" I said, "No, I'm at work." So we got it straightened out. Again, dealing with humans, things happen. So I figured, I'm going to be here. May as well do the show. So I'm scheduled for another treatment on Thursday, meaning I will be away from the local show on Thursday. Dale Cooper will sub for me, but I should be okay for midday. I will be here tomorrow on the local show and Friday, but not Thursday. As I said, Coop will sit in for me Thursdays and a few more Tuesdays and Thursday. That is unless the schedule somehow gets messed up again. In that case, I'll be here. I will say I've had a lot of people that have asked me about, I've only had one treatment, one radiation. I have a lot of people that have asked me, well, how you doing, whatever, and I had a treatment last Thursday, came back to work, zero issues. Until last night, I got home, settled in, eating a little dinner, and suddenly my legs didn't work anymore. And I'm somebody who's never had a lot of ailments. I've never had a broken bone in my life or anything other than having my appendix taken out and my tonsils removed. I really haven't had any sort of medical issues my entire life. And all of a sudden I get up and my legs don't move anymore. Did a little research and find out that on some people, and I've only undergone one treatment, that apparently a rubbery leg situation is not uncommon. So I told Ryan, I said, if by some chance there should be a fire break out of the building, it's his responsibility to carry me out of the building because legs aren't working very well right now. Text says on the situation with the EMTs, the guy who allegedly jumped on the ambulance was dragged under the ambulance for 2 miles, lost an arm. Multiple pics and videos of the blood trail. Also 911 call logs with the paramedics admitting they heard a man screaming in their car, being told to pull over by 911 operator. They did not pull over. I did see a video of that, and it was a horrific video. The video that I saw was not that long, but somebody just showed it to me. I don't share things like that. Somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, have you seen this?" And I watched it. So there we are. Text says independent leagues are typically for veteran players on their last rounds looking for a roster spot on an affiliated team. The independent leagues aren't typically for the up-and-coming prospects. No hate on the independent leagues, just saying what it is from experience. It's a very true statement there. Appreciate that. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. We'll take a break and we'll come back after this. Stay with us on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for shopping locally.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her voice was shaking. She needed help. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her previously, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. I was humbled and proud. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Looking for fabric, inspiration, and friendly service? Discover West Virginia Quilt Shop in Barbersville. They're this week's 50/50 Friday. They're your local quilting destination, offering beautiful fabrics, patterns, notions, and supplies for every project. Explore their wide selection or join a class at West Virginia Quilt Shop on Main Street in Barbersville. Friday at 9 a.m. Go to WCHSnetwork.com and click the 50/50 Friday button to get 50% off gift certificates for West Virginia Quilt Shop, courtesy of the WCHS family of networks.
Free tonight on the WCHS network. Reds at Rays at 6:40 on 580 WCHS. And NBA playoffs. Trailblazers at Spurs 7:30 on 1490 WSWW.
Welcome back to the show. It's 8 away from 10. Bumper music provided by Amos Steel Band. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony the Taylor text 304-935-5008. Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you part by Morgan & Morgan. If you're injured, hire Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Well, if you plan on voting in the primary election, which is 3 weeks from today, today's the deadline to get yourself registered. Change your party, update your voting information, et cetera, whatever it is you need to do. You can go to the county clerk's office in person or simply do it online. It's probably a whole lot easier. GoVoteWV.com. It's very, very simple. And, of course, this controversy continues to loom about registered independents. Now, if you are registered as an independent in the state of West Virginia, you cannot do, as you've done in the past, walk into your polling place either on election day or the days leading up to the election or early voting and request a Republican ballot. That's the way it has been. If I'm a registered independent, you walk in and you say, I'm a registered independent, but I would like a Republican ballot. You can no longer do that. You can ask for a Democratic ballot or you can remain nonpartisan. And it is worth noting that, poll workers are not allowed. It is against state code. If I walk in as an independent and I say, I'm a registered, chances are in West Virginia, you're going to know your poll workers anyway. It is West Virginia. But if I walk in and I'm a registered independent, poll workers by law are not allowed to say, oh, you're an independent. Would you like a Republican or Democrat ballot? They are not allowed to do that. So if you walk in and you say, I am a registered independent, but I want a Democrat ballot, no problem. But if you say, I'd like a Republican ballot, they are going to tell you no, because that's the new rules, according to the Republican Executive Committee that they passed not long ago. Now, you'll be allowed to vote for your judges, Board of Education, et cetera. And again, this was a decision that was made by the state Republican Party's Executive Committee a year or so ago. And it's their party. They can make the rules. I think, and they didn't ask me, I think they made a huge mistake. So just want to make sure that everybody knows that before the primary election, again, somebody asked me the other day, they said, why do you all keep talking about this? I said, because I know what's going to happen. On election day, somewhere in West Virginia, maybe here in Kanawha County, maybe Putnam County, somebody's going to go into their polling place and they're going to say, I'm a registered independent, but I'd like a Republican ballot, and they are going to be told no. And they're going to take it out on 75 or 80-year-old Hattie, I keep changing the name, by the way, who is the poll worker, and it's not the poll worker's fault. So if you are a registered independent, you cannot request a Republican ballot. The Republican Executive Committee made that rule a couple of years ago. And as I said, don't take it out on the poll workers, the county clerks, the legislature. They did not make these rules. The Republican Party did. And also remember that this is new. You have to have a photo ID in order to vote. That could be a driver's license, could be a passport, a military ID, as long as it's got a photo, a student ID, anything issued by the government or somebody. And if you don't have a photo ID and you're registered to vote, you can get a photo ID at your county clerk free of charge. And I know this because in a past life, as you well know, full disclosure, I worked for the Secretary of State's office, and the first election that ID in general was required for was the road bond election in 2018. The Roads to Prosperity. You remember that? That was the first year that was the first election that you were required to have ID to vote. And at that time, there were 16, 17 different things you could use. Well, now it has to have your picture on it. Okay? So just know that before you go in. If you're somebody who leaves their wallet or their purse in the car or whatever, don't do that. Have your driver's license with. Everybody's different. I've been carrying a wallet since I was like 5. Okay. The two old man things that I did as a kid, I always wore a watch, and I still wear a watch, and I carried a wallet. Didn't have a lot in it when you're 5 years old, but I've always carried. These people that say I left my wallet in the car, I don't get that. But everybody's different. I understand that. But the photo IDs are free at your county clerk's office if you're a registered voter. So one of the things that I always got a little irritated about, well, you're disenfranchising voters. No, they're free. And I don't know how you survive in life without some sort of ID. So you can miss me with that disenfranchising voters argument. Also worth noting, which I talked about on midday yesterday, poll workers cannot refuse to allow anyone to vote. All right? If you show up with nothing, they're still going to let you vote. It'll just be a provincial ballot because by law, poll workers cannot tell you that you can't vote. All right? They'll say, okay, here's your provisional. The more you know. I want to invite you to join me every Friday morning, 9:06, for the Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week segment from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association, brought to you by Almost Heaven Interiors, family-owned and proudly serving the community for over 50 years, specializing in custom blinds, shades, shutters, upholstery, beautifully crafted sewn goods, homes to hospitals, classrooms to commercial spaces. They do it all. They're located at 516 D Street in South Charleston. Text says independents are smart enough to know that's why they're independents and don't belong to a party. Democrats always talk condescendingly to everyone because they think they're smarter than everyone, but they are not. TJ Meadows is here.
Sup?
How you doing, man?
Doing well, sir. And yourself?
I'm doing very well.
Awesome.
Other than the fact that my legs don't work anymore.
What happened?
It's apparently related to the radiation I'm undergoing. Just my legs just. So will you carry me up to my office?
Piggyback? Is that what you're asking me to do?
Whatever. I notice he didn't say no or yes. So.
Yeah.
All right. What you got on the show today?
Coming up on the show today, Mitch Carmichael joins us at 10:06. We're going to talk Republican politics. Chris Dickerson on the Marshall J School at 10:33. 11:06, local attorney Zach Ritchie on that resolution that did not pass. That resolution of law with the West Virginia State Bar. That and much, much more.
See you later today on Midday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM, W243DRFM Charleston, and W283AQ Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.